Hello folks, welcome to season 1 episode 8 of Maintenance Motorway. In this episode we're going to be talking about how to properly check your engine oil. Now there are several good reasons to know how to check the correct level of engine oil in your vehicle. Obviously one of the main reasons is to make sure you have the right amount of oil in your engine to protect your engine. Low engine oil leads to accelerated engine wear and premature engine damage. Now checking your engine oil also helps you make an assessment of the state of the engine oil in your vehicle. For instance, if you find the engine oil looks a little milky, it could be that your head gasket is damaged and you have coolant mixing up with the engine oil. It could also be that you have a crack in your cylinder head or your block. So it's really a good idea that as a vehicle owner, you know how to check your engine oil. It's recommended that you check your engine oil at least once a month. Now to check your engine oil, you're going to need a clean piece of cloth or some clean paper towels. Now I'm using paper towels, but you want to make sure that the cleaner you're using, either the cloth or the paper towel, is lint free. In other words, you want to make sure the cloth or the paper towel you use doesn't leave any residue behind, because that's going to get into your engine, okay, when you wipe off the dipstick. Now if you've just been driving your vehicle, you want your vehicle to sit for at least 15 minutes so the oil can basically settle down to the bottom of the oil pan. Now if the vehicle is sitting already, you can just go ahead and dive into the engine oil checking procedure. Now a question we get often is, what kind of engine oil do I need to use? Most times manufacturers put it on the cab, so as you can see this is a 5W30 engine oil requirement, and some also put it write it on the dipstick, so you can also take a look at the dipstick sometimes to figure that out. If you still can't get it, you can always check online. There are several resources online to help you figure out what kind of oil you need for your vehicle. So you just start by pulling out your dipstick and just wiping it off, okay? At this point you don't have to check anything, you just have to take it out and wipe it off, okay? Wipe it off really well and make sure it's, it's clean. Now as you can see on this dipstick, there's going to be a lower mark here and then a higher mark here. So this represents the range within which your engine oil has to be. If it's too low in terms of being too close or below this lower point, you don't have enough oil. If it's above this upper point, there's too much oil in the engine, okay? So you need to stay within this range, preferably somewhere closer to the higher point. Now to check the oil, we just go ahead and dip the dipstick down into the dipstick tube, hold it for about 2 seconds so the oil can saturate the dipstick properly, and then just pull out the dipstick and check the engine oil level. Now you can see over here we are just a tad above the maximum line. It's so small that it's not really a big deal. If you can see it, okay, this is the maximum line. We just right at the maximum line, just a tad above it, okay? So that looks good. We have enough oil in this engine. Now looking at this engine oil, it does look like it's in good condition. Usually you can tell by the color. If it's kind of gold color to light brown, that tells you the engine oil is really good condition. If it looks a bit dark brown to black, that typically means that it has to be changed. If it looks milky, kind of whitish color, that could mean that you might have a head gasket damage, which is causing coolant to get mixed up with the engine oil, or you might have a crack in your cylinder head or your engine block or something, okay? So just a few things that you can tell by looking at your engine oil here. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like, share with your friends and family, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And always remember, don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, and always practice defensive driving. Catch you in the next video.